The Nintendo DS is a foldable handheld game console released by Nintendo worldwide between 2004 and 2005. DS stands for dual screens. It featured two LCD screens that work together, the bottom screen being a touchscreen. The console also features a built-in microphone and wireless connectivity for multiplayer. The Nintendo DS is one of my favorite handheld systems of all time. It boasts an incredible library of games. This console gave a rise to titles like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, which blends classic Mario gameplay with updated graphics and new mechanics, as well as Mario Kart DS and the Pokemon Black and White games, just to name a few. But y'all aren't here for me to talk about the library games. Y'all are here for the cancel games because y'all are sadistic. I'm just kidding. The titles that never saw the light of day, whether it was due to controversy or financial issues. But before we go further, I can see you. I can see that you're not subscribed. It will be lovely if you please subscribe to my channel. It helps me be able to make the videos that I can make, and it helped me be able to be monetized. So please subscribe. Brave: The Search for the Spirit Dancer is a lesser-known 3D platformer for the PlayStation 2. Like many other games in its genre, Brave received minimal attention, causing it to slip under the radar for many players. Due to its poor critical reception, the game sold poorly, which ultimately led to the downfall of Viz Entertainment's business operations. However, a few years later, Sneak Peek Games purchased the rights to Brave from Evolve Games and attempted to revitalize the franchise. On August 20th, 2007, South Peak Games unrevealed four of its upcoming titles at the GC Developers Conference in Leipzig, Germany. One of these games turned out to be Brave: Shaman's Challenge, a spin-off of Brave: The Search of the Spirit Dancer that had gameplay very similar to Tetris. However, it never saw the light of day. This game was never released in any sort, and it just kind of just disappeared. Perdition was a canceled third-person shooter that was being developed by Velvet Games and was set to be published by Ballas Entertainment for the Nintendo DS. In this game, players would have the opportunity to shoot down hordes of zombies in either single-player or cooperative mode, utilizing a variety of weapons and items. This gameplay was very similar to games like Left 4 Dead. Unfortunately, the game was never released in any capacity. All that remains is a few screenshots to be seen. Elaine Eliotrope is a canceled side-scrolling action platformer set in the cult-following Wafu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Universe. It was in development around 2007 by Akama and Magic Pockets for the Nintendo DS. The gameplay was focused on the protagonist's teleportation ability, featuring a portal-based combat system and levels that can be changed according to the character's mood. Some details about this lost DS game were shared online by former Akama developers, including the Shakana and Stephanie. I hope I pronounced Shakana correctly. Tank Assault was a canceled third-person shooter developed by Wicked Witch Software intended for release for the Nintendo DS. The game was based on their mobile app of the same name and aimed to attract publisher for the portable market. The development team created a playable demo using their proprietary 3D engine, which demonstrated impressive capabilities for the DS hardware. Unfortunately, it is unknown what happened and why the game was never released. Mimic Book is a canceled adventure RPG that was in development by Blum Software for the Nintendo DS. Information about this game is very limited. It's presumed that the game's plot is about a mythical book. Beyond its existence as a canceled project, very little specific information such as plot, details, screenshots, or reasons for its cancellation other than the team just breaking apart is not available. War Monster is a medieval game similar to Warcraft that would have been used for many different types of games, including RTS, platform, action adventure, and even MMORPG. This Nintendo DS tech demo was created by the team to pitch their skills to different publishers, hoping to find someone who could be interested in supporting their ideas. Much isn't known about this game, but the information that can be gathered is that it would have featured a deeply immersive 3D world with a variety of cast of characters from tiny fairies to massive giants. Unlimited random levels and scripted quests to complete and achieve, immersive RPG elements with customizable characters, weapons, abilities, and attacks, unlock and explore worlds, and seek out mystical items to aid in your venture. As with their Game Boy Color version of War Monster, the team unfortunately did not secure funding to continue work on this DS project, leading to its cancellation. Eagle Summoner is a puzzle RPG hybrid similar to the Puzzle Quest games that was in development by Sensory Sweep Studios around 2008. In Eagle Summoner, players navigate the world encountering enemies to battle in puzzle based fights for experience and treasure. In this game, players solve puzzles that involve specific numbers of eagles positioned on a grid, facing a dragon with designated power level. The objective is to combine the eagles so that their total power equals that of the dragon. However, if all eagles move as a unit, so the player must be cautious not to become in contact with fireballs or strong dragons before the eagles are significantly powerful. If they do, they will lose and have to restart the game. To combine two eagles, players must push them against a neutral object like a cloud, which keeps them in place. With hundreds of unique puzzles to solve, players will encounter various challenges as they work to save the world. NPC interaction will be represented by houses or other icons pertaining to the situation. When selected, dialog boxes will pop up, showing a detailed image of the characters in one box and an image of the NPC in the other box. Basic information can be gained this way, as well as the story progression and side quests. Players can choose to do optional quests for rewards, such as items to increase their gold token count to unlock story progression. The game was ultimately canceled when Sensory Sleep declared bankruptcy, a decision that left its dedicated employees disheartened. Many had devoted countless hours to their projects, only to find themselves working without pay for several months. This unsettling reality forced them to leave in search of more stable opportunities. So I wasn't sure if this entry should have been added because it's been released for the Switch, but it contains some interesting missing media. Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is an action adventure game for the Nintendo Switch released on October 8th, 2021. It is a part of a long running Metroid franchise and is a direct follow up to the 2002's Metroid Fusion. Beyond its gameplay, it's famous for its development hail, having been originally developed for the Nintendo DS and has been teased and rumored about numerous times over the years. Originally planned as a 2D sequel for the DS following Metroid Fusion around 2005 to 2006, but development was shelved because the DS hardware just couldn't deliver the vision that they wanted. That's what caused the eventual shift to the Switch 1. This early version had the same basic premise as the final one, with Samus trapped on an alien world trying to survive against an unstoppable foe. As a sequel to Metroid Fusion, it is presumably would have carried the plot of the point of Samus being on the run from the Galactic Federation. Despite its long development, no prototype builds or ROMs have ever surfaced for the DS version. It's possible that the concept art or screenshot of this early version will be revealed in the upcoming art book, as Nintendo is open to talking about Metroid Dread's development history. Mario Motors was a canceled racing and car engine simulator game that was in development by Yute Sayoto, the creator of the crazy Dreamcast game Seaman as well as Odama and Sim Tower. He was in collaboration with Nintendo for the DS to make a new Mario Kart game of some sort. Although the game was never officially announced, Sayoto discussed it at his presentation at Reboot Develop 2018. The game resembled Gran Turismo at its core, but featured a vibrant Mario theme aesthetic. It's essentially a car simulator. I haven't played a Gran Turismo game in a while, but it's very simulator based. It's very different from the usual arcadey nature of the Mario Kart series. A few images of Mario Motors were shared by Sayato, revealing a 2008 date alongside the release of the Nintendo DS Lite. However, it's unclear when the original idea for the project was conceived. A similar interactive concept was showcased at E3 2004, where Nintendo presented a carving tech demo to demonstrate the Nintendo DS's touchscreen capabilities. This was noted by an old Kizio report from E3. The Boos, the ghostly characters from the Super Mario series that follow you everywhere in Haunted Mansion levels, at least in Mario 64 you can kill them, were set to have their own game. In May 2020, Shine Sparkers published a series of links to online portfolio of Sam Hall, a former contract artist at Retro Studios. Hall worked on a concept art for a canceled Boo game that was pitched for the Nintendo DS. This project was known as possibly as Hunt, would have allowed players to take on the role of a young Boo freshly graduated from Hunt University, ready to disturb or scare Mario and Luigi the next time they enter a haunted mansion. It is unknown what happened to the game and why it was cancelled. And there you have it, lost and cancelled Nintendo DS games. Thank you if you made it to the end of the video, I gladly appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions, thoughts, or additional information about these games, feel free to share them in the comment section below. I love to hear your insights. Don't forget to like the video if you found it interesting and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.